This is Deputy Brooks. I don't know Deputy Brooks. I can't say he's a good deputy or a bad deputy, or a good person or a bad person. But this is Deputy Brooks. He seems unsure to me. He indicates he would decide in one direction. I have a future video coming up about the Sheriff's Department attempt to apply a policy in a very broad and weak manner to give deputies an official excuse to not answer my questions and to ensure they know they aren't required to answer to the general public about such matters, even their own personal beliefs. You should remember this part for a later video. Also, it was after I spoke with this deputy that they magically found a policy they felt they could apply to give the deputies official excuse, and then they wouldn't get pointed out as having written a new policy just for me. At least that's my opinion. Anyway, I've said too much for now. It will all be in that specific video coming up later. I'm only waiting on one more response to an open records request I've submitted. Then it's game on, no holds barred, all-out expression of my belief under the First Amendment based upon all facts and logic I can muster. I know. You're dumb. You don't have any facts or logic. I gotcha, fucking cop-sucker sheeptards. So go ahead, get your cop-sucking sheeptard thumbs down clicky fingers prepared for that upcoming video, and the one regarding Harmon and Daniels after that one, because I have some comments and some criticisms for them. Colonel Crafton, and the Sheriff's Department in general. But until then, on to the show, introducing Deputy Brooks. Hey, how's it going? Hey, can I get your name and badge number for the record, please?
Yeah, it's Matt Brooks.
I'm sorry.
It's Matt Brooks with the Sheriff's Office, badge number is 142.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir, man.
Hey, listen, if you were ordered to go door to door or person to person, contrary to the Constitution, by any of your superiors, to confiscate firearms from otherwise law-abiding citizens, would you comply with that order?
I would have to say no, I would not.
You would not?
And I've seen different articles, and this has been a little bit, different conversations about that stuff and about other agencies and people stepping up saying no, and I'm kind of the same page with that. I don't agree with it.
What would, just to get a little bit further, because people want more information, what would you do if you were told to do that? Or it was going to cost you your job? Would you seriously take a firing over that?
I think this just depends, you know? I mean, it's kind of, I don't know I'm on the spot and everything, but I don't think I would. Really don't.
Well, I mean, and here's my position. You can disagree with it. But my position is there's really not a gray area about this, in my opinion. It's either constitutional or it's not. It's either right or wrong, black or white, good or bad. So that's why I ask. So I guess basically what I would rephrase it as, would you give up your job contrary to violating the Second Amendment of the Constitution to go door to door, person to person, and confiscate firearms?
I would have to say that I would not do it just simply because I would probably end up being subject to having my stuff taken from me too.
That's both a fair and valid point. It's also very relevant, and I expressed such in the video. However, I'd say he shouldn't do it because of rights and the Second Amendment of the Bill of Rights of the U.S. Constitution. I know. I realize he was on the spot. But shouldn't those be the two main, or at least the first reasons considered? Maybe it's just me, but his answer seemed a little questionable at best. If you went by just his wording alone, you would have to think that since he said he wouldn't do it because it would be him being asked to surrender his firearms later too, then he is saying, logically, that he would do it as a law enforcement officer were he granted immunity from such confiscation. Or am I wrong on this? I know some defend all cops, cop-sucker sheeptard out there whining is going to say, that's not what he meant. Wonderful, but that's what he said. I can't read his mind as to what he meant. I can only comment on the words that came out of his mouth to my face. Also, considering his response, I'd not rule him out as the suspect who went to his command staff and whined to have them purposely incorrectly apply a policy to give them official excuse to not answer my questions, or any other citizens' questions regarding such. Oops, I've said too much, but it's coming in another video soon enough. Just something to consider. Absolutely, man. This is what I try to get across to law enforcement. You're not always going to wear that badge, and at some point in time, you're going to be... Right. And plus, you know what? All your family members and all your friends don't necessarily wear that badge, so you would be supporting tyranny against them as well. That would be my position. So your answer would be no, then. You would not comply with that order.
I would say that no, I wouldn't.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you very much. You have a nice day.
I would have to say that I would not do it just simply because I would probably end up being subject to having my stuff taken from me too.